Alright guys, welcome to the episode 2, and today we're going to talk about very interesting and now it's more specific topic called Know Your Level as a football player, and now I pass to Ali.
Yeah, know your level. I mean, look, we want to start you guys with the journey of making your steps into professional football or finding your career. We talked about in the first episode to crack the Da Vinci Code. This amused a few of our colleagues. But the first thing you've got to be is honest with yourself, I think. A lot of football guys are not. Okay, we know it's a dream, but it has to be a realistic dream. I tell all my guys, a dream without a plan is just a dream. But the first step of the process is knowing your level. You know, we're just, as you know, doing campaign to Australia. The demand is insane. The number one answer I get is I work hard. Okay, come on, guys. You know, that's delusional at best. Okay, you got to work hard is a given in any line of business. In the football business, that's a must. Why do you want to play pro? I'm a good player. Says who? How do you know you're a good player? So this is what we want to talk about. You know, what's your level?
So to know your level, right? To say if I'm a good player, or talented player, or not good player, we have to do the proper assessment, right?
Yes.
So what's the importance of these assessments and how to do it generally, how to execute it?
Yeah, I mean, look, every club will tell you they have their own formula, but for us, you know, we do the 360 evaluation of the player. The number one thing is you got to be technically good. Yeah, we know that in football. But for some reason, most football players think that is it, you know. And I always tell my guys, that's the easy part. Technically, being technically good is a process of repetition. Okay, why South America, Africa, and to a certain extent, even Asia produces good players because we play on the streets. Play on the streets. If you play on the streets in specific places like South America, I remember reading Luis Suarez's biography, and he was explaining the pitch he trained on was a joke, like a garage. He has an exceptionally good touch because of this. You know, you play on a tight space. In Africa, sometimes the ball is not a ball. They don't even have shoes. The ball bubbles, does this, does that. So of course you develop a good touch. So technical is easy. Okay, you start playing football at the age of 6, 7. Most of the guys we talk to, by the time you're 18, if you're not technically good, you know something's wrong.
So we know that there are like players like from Brazil. They play on the sand. They play in favelas. They play on the beach. They have a good touch, good technique.
So that's the easy one.
Yeah, that's the easy one, and they have. It's historically they're better. So they're. But let's say I'm a not player from those countries and I want to improve. So what are the steps to improve?
The 360 thing we were just talking about. Technical is easy. Okay, then physical. Football is a physical game.
We can improve that, right?
100%. And you have to improve that. Not even you've got to improve that. When I say physical, I'm not just talking about hit the gym and become a boxer. Okay, there's mobility and agility. Our fitness guys do a lot of work, even in the players we have now, on mobility and agility. But the reality is football is a physically competitive sport where you're allowed contact. Okay, this is the point people forget. So 11v11 with one ball, there's a lot of physical contact. And a lot of the profiles you get, the guys are not physically right, you know. And they've got to work on that. You know, if you're assessing yourself and say, I want to go play professional footballers now, watch the World Cup, the gladiators. They're super fit. Muscle, speed, stamina is a given. So you got to assess yourself on that and say, okay, what do I need to do? Employ a trainer, get to the gym, work with people who are experts, improve your physicality. The other thing that's very important is tactical. Okay, you've got to be playing with good coaches in a good team. You know, a lot of the players we get, especially when we get raw material or raw talent from Africa, they're tactically not aware. You know. And in Europe, or Western Europe in particular, we work on what we call football chess. Okay, you got to learn when to defend, when to go, when to keep shape. You can't be learning that at the age of 18, 19. It's too late. I remember going to Italy a few years back. I went to a few of the clubs, and they work on tactical football at the age of 6. They're teaching guys how to keep shape and how to keep lines. And they laugh at Western Europe that says it's only technical football to the age of 12, 13. Of course, this is the opinion of one coach, but I agree. You know, why are we waiting 12, 13 to teach shape and lines? And this is football. And critically, psychology. You know, for us, 100% psychology. The character of the guy competitively, how high is your competitive edge? And how do you handle competition? So that 360 degrees, and I'll repeat it for the guys. Technical, must, tactical, physical, psychology. These are the things you've got to prepare to go into professional football.
Let's say I'm a player. I did that assessment. I realized that, okay, physically I'm good, but technically I have to improve. I got the coach, I improved. Now you also mentioned that we need to find a good team to develop inside the ecosystem that already exists. Let's say I did that as well. Now I feel like, all right, I'm ready. I want to go to the next level. And the same thing that we do with our campaigns for Australia, for South Africa, for many other countries, there are good players. And when they text us that they are good players, we believe them, to most of them. But what they need to send us, is it like a video, like a portfolio? What has to show that, yes, the things that you say to us are true?
Well, this one you love. First of all, use your social media. Okay, like we're doing now.
Yeah.
You know, the power of social media today in 2022 is a must. But of course, what you post on social media. So when you approach a professional club, you got to have a video.
Yeah.
You know, I've had over the last 24 hours 150 messages from Australia. Okay, which is great because we know the issues in Australia and we know that the demand to get into professional football. The amount of guys that don't have video. Now you can get a college spot in scholarship to USA or Canada without video. How are you going to get into professional football? Okay, so you've got to have video. You've got to have video, and a lot of the guys ask me what type of video. Competitive football. The higher the level, the better it looks. So you have to invest as a player in getting your highlights done. It's your CV. It's your CV. You're sitting in Australia, you want to play for a club in Dubai to eventually end up in Europe. Without video, how? You're going to physically travel? That was the days I played. Doesn't happen anymore. Okay, so video is a must, and using video on social media. Sorry.
And I think the video itself is super similar to the regular portfolio that we apply for other jobs, like for management. So let's say you are applying for the work to work in the office for the company, something called X, and if you will write there like a few simple things there, no one will get you to that work. It has to be, proving and showing to the employee that, there are many things with you. So what should be in that video? What should be inside? So the game highlights, how long it should be maybe, and what other players and let's say directors are looking at specifically.
Yeah, I mean, look, definitely not juggling.
Yeah.
Definitely not
We
juggling.
received many videos like that, actually.
Yes, I mean, look, you can juggle a ball, become a juggler, not a football player.
Yeah.
Some people send five-a-side footage. You know, you can't be having five-a-side footage. You know, that doesn't tell you anything. What's in it? You know when people have invested in a video. If they've invested in a video, you know they played at a good level. Now, I know in certain parts of the world, clubs don't film because it costs money.
Yeah.
Okay? But unfortunately, this business always needs investment. You know, so you've got to invest, whether your parents invest in a camera or you have a friend who's into the filming business, get yourself filmed. And of course, 11 aside, and highlights are just highlights. Now, very few of us sign a player on highlights, but it tells me the level. For example, I had a player from Australia. He wanted to come. He said, okay, I'm coming for trial. He sent me the video and he was playing school football, at a very low level school football. So I said, look, save your money. Don't come on trial yet. Get into a club, play a higher level, get better video. From this, what I've seen, it's a waste of money. You don't take that trip. So that saved that guy a few $1,000s, in money. He would have come for a trial and he would have been nowhere near the level. So that's the long answer, but yeah.
You basically did the assessment for him.
Of course.
So he sent the video, you did the assessment, so you're not at that level. But let's say our example is not the example that every club will do the same way, because most of the clubs, they will say, yeah, for sure, just come, give us the money, you're welcome, then you will leave months later.
Look, most of the clubs don't even talk to the players. I'm talking to the players directly because I'm selecting who comes on trial, A lot of this stuff is just dismissed immediately. If the video is not right, they don't even watch it.
Also, nowadays, I think it's quite easy to get the footage. If, let's say, you have a friend, you don't need to buy a camera. Even on the phone, you can record. And I also noticed we received many inquiries for our club telling, I played in that team and that division, but there's no proof. I couldn't see that you played against that team called this in that division. There's no proof. At least if in that video you are not playing really well, at least we can see that you are playing at that level, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, video is critical. Video is critical. Even sometimes I ask, do you have a football CV? You don't have a video, you have a CV. What's your age? What's your height? What's your weight? Where have you played? Okay, you can't afford video because you're some random part of Africa or South America. Get a CV at least. How do you expect people to hire you professionally without a CV? You said that already.
And another, I think it's now it's the must, as you said, is the social media. There is a player here playing in Dubai in the second division, and he filmed his entire journey for more than a year. People called him a failure because he didn't manage to do it in 365 days. So he gave a promise, I will make it pro, from amateur to pro in 365 days. He failed. He didn't give up. He continued on day like 400 or 500 something. He got signed in a second division, and social media helped him a lot. Why? Because he's not from a rich family. He's just like you guys from a regular family, and his social media paid off for his apartment, for his expenses, to fly to Dubai, from Dubai, to keep going on the trials, to keep proving himself. So yes, maybe not directly, maybe not club got him because of his social media, let's say. It was TikTok in particular. But this social media helped him to keep going, chasing his dream, because it was paying off from other side, and he got signed, and now he's a pro player, basically.
Listen, kudos to the guy. We talked about it in the first episode, stickability. He stuck to it, and giving himself a deadline of 365 days is actually smart. You know, that's something a lot of the guys need to do. You know, you get a lot of guys saying, look, I'm 23, I'm 22, is it too old? No. If you keep working at it, it's not too old. We said that in our first episode. So yeah, kudos to the guy.
And he's actually, he's not young. He's like 22, 23. He still got it. And I think it tells a lot, because many people find excuses. I think that's one of the biggest problem, finding an excuse and telling 10 years later to yourself, oh, like when I was 20, I was at the Messi's level, but I was just too lazy, you know. Wesley Sneijder told that. I could have won more Ballon d'Ors than Messi, but I was just too lazy. I wasn't into that.
At least he's honest. That's an important point, I think, the 3% rule. Yeah, we need to talk about that. I spoke to, and I mentioned it, I think, in the first episode, you know. You think you're good. Your family tells you you're good. Your friends tell you you're good. Okay, and we see this here now. Like the better players that join our team, and the gap grows, and the gap grows. You know, the good players are not good enough. You have to be exceptionally good, because there's exceptionally good players coming. So follow that 3% rule, and you have to understand that 3% rule, or 3-player rule. You know, if you're good, and wherever you are in the world, you attend school, I hope, okay, are you in the top 3 players in that team? From there, you're going to go to an academy. When you go to an academy, the level rises, because there's a lot of players in the academy that have a passion for football, and they want to become football players. Are you in the top 3 of those? From those academies, everywhere in the world, the clubs come and pick you. Yeah, you go into the club. Are you in the top 3 in the club? Whatever the club is, 3rd division, 4th division, 5th division. You know, I tell that to our guys here coming here. Don't obsess about the 3rd division.
Yeah.
Okay, you're in the 3rd division. Are you the best player in that team? Because from that 3rd division, that's how you go to a 1st division.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So that's a great way of knowing your level. You cannot be realistically sitting somewhere in the world, think, I'm a great player, I don't make the school team. Come on.
Yeah. And let's go step by step now, so that the guys can take literal notes, because if you're watching it now, you're already lucky enough, and I highly recommend to do that. So step 1, understanding the 3% rule, right?
Yeah.
So you are in 3% rule, we move to the next step. If you are not in a 3%, we do what? We improve physicality, right?
Get into the 3%. Look, I'm an ex-coach, so I'm biased. I can't emphasize enough the importance of a good coach. Okay, there's good coaches everywhere in the world. Okay, I talk to them quite regularly. And a good coach, for your record, guys, cares. If he cares about you, A, he's honest, B, he develops you. Okay, ask my coach. Okay, coach, where is my gap? What am I doing wrong? Okay, even if you're the best player in that team, how do I improve? Improve your left foot, score more goals, run better, defend better. That is how you improve.
Yes, and you shouldn't be shy to admit that you have some weaknesses, because I've heard quite good quote last week. If you will ask something, you will be a fool for a minute because you didn't know. But if you don't ask, you will be a fool forever. So yes, ask your weaknesses. They will give you more objective, I think, opinion.
So that's an important point you make. If you're not in the top 3, get into the top 3. Don't just say, I'm not in the top 3 and I'm done.
With the physicality, mentality, get a good coach, go to the gym, work with the experts in the nutrition, experts in gym, because some people just go big, they go bulk, but you're not a boxer.
Actually, while you remember, watch football. Watch a lot of football. There's a World Cup now. Watch, because the World Cup brings the best in the world. So basically, you're looking at the best 30 players in every country in the world, in the best countries in the world. So you got to watch those guys and analyze their position. Look at his position. I'm playing that position. What can I do? That's a great one.
So you completed the step 1, you got into 3%. You completed the step 2, you got into a good team. You can see that you can grow. There is a pathway to grow from the academy to the main team. Let's say you found the roof, you are stuck, you want to go higher. You start approaching clubs like us, like other clubs. Next step, you have to do like a portfolio to show yourself, to show your skills.
Get your video, get your CV.
For that, you don't need nothing much. Your phone, your friend to record yourself. That will be your proof. For the words you say that I played there with them in that division, and also it will show us your level, your skills, maybe some highlights, the goals, and everything else. Another thing you can add, and for me as a social media expert, I will also highly recommend that, doing social media yourself. Yes, here you also need consistency, but definitely it's easier for me also why I recommend to do social media, because you do it publicly. There is no way back. You cannot give up because you gave a promise. Like this guy, he said 365 days. He got a big backlash because he failed. Everyone was calling him, oh, you took an L, you're a loser and stuff. Now everyone's switching. Yeah. But this guy kept going. And for you, I think it will be easy if it's public, because you kind of gave a promise to thousands of people. There was no way back. So after that, you get your level, you are in 3%, you got your videos, you can approach clubs like us, like other clubs. You do the social media on the side, it will help you to pay off your expenses, to travel.
Especially these guys. These guys are the social media generation. So
Yes.
TikTok away.
Yes.
TikTok away. Create your profile, use your profile. Another important point is, once you've done these steps, you know your level, you know you're good, get a good agent or a good advisor. Okay, very important, because they will give you a neutral point of view. Okay, a lot of parents, unfortunately, don't give you the right feedback. Okay, because it's emotionally invested. We understand that. In every country in the world, there's an agent looking for one of you guys, because you could be $1 million player. Okay, you got to find those guys. I repeat, good guys. We always talked about this, good guys. And you guys, as you get into this business, you understand the difference between good and bad. Get a good guy who will assist you. The first thing he's going to do is, if he signs you up, you are one of those three.
Yeah, and he will be much more objective, because for him, you are an investment, and there's nothing bad in it. Because if you are an investment, you want to develop that investment to make maximum out of it,
Absolutely.
And maximum out of it means getting you to the best clubs on the best offers possible, because he gets the cut. So it's fair and it works.
Sorry, on that, don't pay in advance. Okay, yes, we talk about scamming. We'll talk about that in the future.
In the next episode.
So when you find one who's willing to work with you, he works on percentages. Okay, he gets you a professional contract. He gets paid. Do not go to those guys that ask you to pay in advance. That's a different conversation. But just while you said it, I thought, God, don't be paying people to do that.
I think we'll dive deep into this topic about who to choose as an agent, parent or professional agent, then how to choose the agent, and how to work with the agent. I think we'll have a whole different episode, maybe even with the agents themselves.
Definitely. Right? We'll be bringing the agents in. We work with some of the good ones, and we're bringing them in, and you can hear the stories.
Yes, not the random ones. So they're really good. I talked to them. We saw how they work. And it's definitely going to be interesting. But for now, before we move to the agents, first of all, what we talked today, you have to work on yourself.
100%.
Yeah, on this 360 degree.
And be realistic.
Yeah.
Be very realistic with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Keep working.
Let's finalize the key points, the key takeaways.
Honest analysis of yourself. Okay. Then go to work. Okay. Whether you need to improve to be the 3%. Listen, even better. I told one of our players last week, I said, are you one of the best 3 players in the team? He goes, yes. I said, now you got to be one of the best. Be the best, not be one of the best.
Yeah.
So from 3%, 2%, 1%, you've got a gauge. Prepare your videos. Okay. Find an agent. I can repeat this in every episode we do. Networking is football. Football is networking. They're all connected. I've got network across the globe. Okay. So once you find the right guy, he will find you the right club. So yeah, work on yourself, prepare your material, get your network going, and start working.
I think eventually everything will come to yourself because you already did your job, you developed, you got the proofs, you got the videos, you got the agent. Now you just have to continue, but it will eventually come to you.
Yeah, look, in football, like in any medium, in life even, cream rises to the top. If you're good, you're going to get there. But you have to follow the process and you have to apply yourself and go for it, guys.
I think our current campaign with Australia and South Africa is the biggest proof of that. So we are now saying to the players, we are looking for you. If the player proves us that he played on that level, he shows us his skills, abilities, he will be in the team already. So we are coming, and we are not the only club who does that. So the only thing player needs to do is to be ready to get that opportunity and not to reply to us, oh, I played 5-a-side, or I can juggle the ball, or I can just good.
We'll end on this one. We keep talking about it. Lucky is when prepared meets opportunity. Be prepared, get prepared, look for the opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
It was fun. Thank
Yeah.
you.